all morning and I didn't know it was cardinals. Oh, love it.
The whole bubble around it.
That might have been the fish guard.
No, Deanna, it was a rock.
What?
Is there a big one in there?
Huh? What?
Is there a big one in there?
Yeah.
What you chewing on, babe?
Indian grass.
How's it taste?
Kind of sour.
You like it?
Yeah.
Happy day 2 of spring break. We are just hanging out in the yard, doing a bunch of nothing. We're about to go up to the beach. You got Skittles, babe. Are you Tarzan?
Avery. Look, Mom.
That's impressive, son.
Hey now, don't get too excited. Can't even take a picture of me right now.
What?
You guys are gonna shoot!
Really not too bad.
If my boots get in the water, they won't get water in them.
Don't you get wet.
It's really not that bad, Mom.
Okay, these are Florida pitcher plants. It's an endangered species. And I made my child and my nieces and nephews park on the side of the road and walk a mile to come see them. They're carnivorous plants. Down in here, there's some little buggies. Like here, there's this one. Baby, be quiet. There's a spider in that one. And this one, this is a bloom. Let me show you the front. Isn't that fabulous? Nature at its finest. So this book was just as stunning as the cover. This book is brilliance. I think I said last night that the first chapter was written in a weird first person, but I was mistaken. I don't think well late at night. I always tell my kid to get his homework help done before 7 because my brain shuts down. So it's actually written in second person, and it's written that way to kind of distance the narrator from the heaviness of the topic that he's talking about. And then it switches into first person in the second chapter. So each chapter is a different person's narrative on this South Korean uprising. And oh my gosh, the second chapter is just stunning. I mean, there are no words. This is so true. It's hard to find language that adequately describes this novel. The first and second chapters are just stunningly brilliant. And the rest of the book is good, and there's some little gems along the way. And, you know, the last sentence, that's one thing that I really like about a great book, is the last sentence just grabs you. And this one does that. But my goodness, the first 2 chapters are just stunning literary events. Really, really. And the translator has an intro in the front where she kind of explains the different voices. So each chapter not only switches between narrators, but also switches between the point of view. So There's a couple times where it's second person point of view and then switches into first person or third person, just depending on the topic and the kind of impact that the author wanted to portray. So the author in the original Korean text jumps between the points of view she uses in the Korean language, and the translators worked really hard to bring that impact to this English translation. And this book is just stunning, just stunning. And then I picked up the short story collection, and I read the first short story. It was indeed just gorgeously written. I thought on the topics of, you know, culture and being in a different culture. The first story was set in India, and the scientific lingo was just really beautiful. So on both those topics, it was very beautifully written. The story itself was very overused. It was just a story that's been told over and over, a trope, I think they say. So I'm hoping for more in the next story. I'm going to read that one today. But yeah, the language and the writing is beautiful. His story could have had a little more meat, but I think that is probably one of the draws of short stories. Like I said, I'm not really well versed in short stories. I haven't read a lot of short story collections, but I'm really just that draw of, ooh, maybe the next one will be fabulous. And they're so short. This first one, and I think the second one too, is right around 35 pages long. So it's kind of like, ooh, maybe I'm going to get lucky and the next one will be brilliant. So yeah, so I'll keep you updated on how that one goes. And yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping for a lot of reading tomorrow because my son is going out on the boat with my brother and his cousins, and I'm going to spend the morning and afternoon just hanging out with the parents and reading. So yay, I'll see you soon. Bye.